What is up, everybody? My name is John. I'm here with Aaron Kushmakov, and today we are on the 10-8 podcast where we give our picks and retrospects on some of the UFC fights that have happened. Today we were talking about the Makhachev versus Ian Garry card, dude. How are we feeling about this
UFC
one?
330, baby. On a scale of casual to ball knowledge, this is definitely more ball knowledge. Casuals will not love this card because they probably maybe know Miltic Beck from the memes, maybe Neil Magny from history, but they won't know a lot of these guys because a lot of these guys are more on the prospect side, and it is a very prospect-heavy card, but it's a good prospect-heavy card. It's an exciting prospect-heavy card because a lot of these prospects do have exciting moments. Definitely not going to be a boring card. But overall, just very, very excited for this. I think it's going to be better than a lot of people think, especially with this fight that we're leading off with. But before we get into that, make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe for more podcasts. We're trying to get 2 episodes out a week, 1 reaction, 1 pre-card, and that's all I have. So let's start off with that first fight. It's going to be a banger.
Makidibek Oralbai.
Yuktikbek Oralbai versus Jeremiah Wells.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Jeremiah Wells, bro. I love that you're from the United States.
Yeah.
I hope you win. But yeah. I don't think you're
Let's go with Oralbai.
Oralbai, dude. He's just, bro, after he knocked out Jack Hermanson by just like skimming his noggin, I was like,
it was.
Hold up.
Oralbai is. It looks like he looks like Genghis Khan descended. He looks like a Genghis Khan descendant. Like it looks like he's a caveman of some kind. I don't know, but he is 5-1 in the UFC. His only loss coming to Mateusz Rebecki.
That was a war, though.
By split decision. I remember that fight, dude. I think that won fight of the year.
Yeah, dude, that was like one of the best fights ever.
His eye was swollen, but makes the move up to 170. First fight in 170, beats Jack Hermanson, knocks him out gloriously. And he beats Chris Curtis. I didn't even know I forgot he was around because that's how inactive he's been.
Terrible fight.
But yeah, good one for him. Now he fights Jeremiah Wells, who is also on the prospect side. Like I said, this is a very prospect-heavy card. Jeremiah Wells is 13-4-1. He is 5-2 in the UFC. His last win coming up against Themba Gorimbo, but he did have 2 losses before that. So I think we got to take Yuktikbek here. I mean, he's just so freaking fun to watch, and he's so good. He's such a fan favorite too. But Yuktikbek, I mean, he's a -1. He's minus 1100.
Dude.
So we're gonna go Yuktikbek by first round. We'll go first round finish. I don't know what because he's well skilled, but first.
Yeah, no, dude. I got Oralbai on that one. I think he's gonna, make light work. Unfortunately. But Neil Magny versus Ramiz Brahimaj. Hear me out. Hear me out, Aaron.
I want to hear.
Neil Magny has fraud checked a lot of prospects. That's like what he's known for, right?
Just about.
Dude, I'll still never forget when he went up against this Canadian dude that recently just took out Gilbert Burns.
Mike
Mallet. Bro, Mike Mallet had that in the bag, dude, and then lost like in the last like minute or something of that nature, got TKO'd. Man, Neil Magny.
What you gotta understand about Neil Magny. Sets the most decision wins in UFC history, by the way.
And you got finished.
And 24-13, the UFC veteran, one of them on this card, with Makhachev, with Barboza. But, Neil Magny's last fight, he got dominated by Yaroslav Amosov, which is, again, not a shame because he's like 30-1. He's possibly my favorite welterweight prospect outside of Jacoby Smith. Last one came against Jake Matthews where he darsed him. But against
they tried to contest it.
Yeah, like against top prospects like Gilbert Burns, like Machado Garry, like Michael Morales, like Carlos Prates, and Amoslav, and Chop Hot, he's just been getting, dominated. And that's just the name of the game. He's forever a gatekeeper of that division. He's kind of he's either the prospect killer or, the prospect punching bag at this point. And Ramiz Brahimaj, about 16-5, good, decent UFC run, 5-4, nothing too crazy. His last loss actually, his last fight came against Punahele Soriano on a fight night in February, and his most recent win came against Austin Vanderford on in a guillotine choke about a year ago, and he was on that Pereira and Ankalaev 2 card. But yeah, I got Magny on this one. I think that experience just is there, but I could also see him getting flatlined too, like Darren Elkins. But you never know at this point. But again, I'm gonna take
Darren
Neil
Elkins
Magny.
is crazy.
I'm gonna go take Neil Magny. I think he still got it. He's still got that veteran energy. He's gonna show Ramiz. Yeah, it's just I'm still here, still waiting for you prospects. You want to beat me up, good. If you don't want to beat me up, good. I can beat you either way. But yeah, just another good win for Neil Magny coming for him.
Yeah, no, here's the thing, money wise, you're not getting that much more if you bet on Neil.
Yeah,
So while I think he'll win, I really do for the money. Like, dude, I'm a parlay guy. I don't really do too much straight betting. I think Brahimaj is just a safe bet, relatively
safe bet.
safe bet.
Okay, I will tell
Um,
you, it won't. I don't think it'll be the most fun fight,
yeah,
but
probably not. It'd probably be decision or yeah.
we move on.
Um,
Lucas Fernando versus Rafael Tobias. Now, Lucas Fernando, as far as I'm concerned, he's making his UFC debut. Went 8-1 in LFA. Was the light heavyweight champion in LFA up in May. Recently just got signed. Big prospect coming out of the light heavyweight division. Um, got a loss in the Contender Series back in 2023, but he took that loss and decided to move up in the LFA division. Beat Janzi Silva, lost to Azamat Bakoyev again. Nothing to be ashamed there. Azamat's really good, but ever since then took back his title, had a defense, and ready to make his UFC debut against Rafael Tobias. 14-2. Also not very experienced. Won in the Contender Series. Lost against Dr. Nurgazai, which is again not a shameful loss as we just saw last week. That's okay that you lost to him. It's fine. That guy not slimes people out anyway. But yeah, just another fight for a couple of unproven prospects. I mean, but I got Lucas. I mean, at this point he's minus 290, and he does have that championship experience on him. So I think this is going to be a firefight, though. This is going to be one of those firefights.
yeah, I got Lucas by knockout for sure.
Yep. All right.
Um,
We move on to the prelims, where we have two Arizona fighters, Trazion Gore and Eric McConico. But first, we go to Vicente Luque versus Trazion Gore. Now, Trazion Gore, a 6-4 in his MMA career. Now, you might be wondering, why is he still in the UFC? He's 6-4. Well, he's 3-4 in the UFC. And his first UFC fight came against his now teammate Brian Battle, who he lost to Cody Brundage, beat Josh Fremd, beat Antonio Tricoli, lost to Marco Tullio, lost to Rodolfo Figueira, but then he guillotined Azamat Bakoyev. Now he's fighting Vicente Luque, who was again another one of these veterans. 24-12-1, was a ranked welterweight for a while. Just recently anaconda'd Kelvin Gastelum in April. And now we learned that Kelvin Gastelum's actually out of his fight against UC Belgori and is now being replaced by, I believe, Cesar Almeida. So
yeah, dude, I remember when Vicente Luque was the guy to like take out Marty Fake Newsman, as Colby would say. Or, what's his name?
Wait till you're dead, Marty Fake Newsman. You're dead. You're dead. Really? Am I?
Yeah.
Am I?
I mean, I remember, man. You know who basically fraud checked Vicente Luque? I'll never forget it. Jeff Neal.
Oh, he did.
Jeff Neal knocked him out, and that was like the decline. I'm gonna go with Trazion Gore. I actually followed him back in Tough when it first came out a while ago. I just think he has more tools in the belt as far as like his power and things of that nature.
Yeah, he's getting better. The guy's getting better.
He's just getting better with, and Vicente Luque like submitting Calvin. That's still not something to like scoff at either. But I mean, this isn't the Calvin that
this isn't
Adesanya versus Calvin Gastelum, like that
not
era
that
of Calvin. Yeah, so
no, this is overweight Calvin who has a weird body.
I think
Yeah.
Trayshawn Gore's got this one, and I think by finish.
Yep.
I
I
think
think
by
Trajan got it.
knockout.
I think
If he submits Vicente Luque, that'd be crazy.
that would
Um,
be awesome. I mean, he does have a couple of guillotines, so it'll be interesting.
Dante
Next up, Eric
Johnson.
McConical versus Dante Johnson. Well, we go to Eric McConical, 11-4-1. Unfortunately, he's most known for getting put on his face by Baisan Gorsur Sakayev.
Not a bad
Not the
loss.
That was not a bad loss. I mean, he was winning that fight, I believe.
He was.
He was winning that fight, and Baisan Gore just kind of like, I'll just end it real quickly. Boom! Straight left. Also lost to the likes of Nurulstin Ruzaboyev. Again, also not a bad loss. Nurulstin's really good. But he does have wins against Brundage and Fijera, which, again, I don't think they've aged out well. But he is going against a prospect in Dante Johnson, who is 8-0. 2-0 in the UFC. Beat Cody Brundage by split decision. Guillotine Cedriques Dumas. And won his contract on the contender series via knockout. But I'm going to have to take Dante Johnson here. I mean, I just think he's the hotter fighter. I love McConico, but no, I haven't seen much finishing prowess out of him. And that's kind of an issue in the UFC. You have to have a bit of finishing prowess, unless you're Bilal Muhammad, of course. I mean, I kind of just learned his name today. Kind of didn't know who he was for the entire time of filming this, but, just kind of learned his name today. Turns out he's a big decision guy. I mean, he says he could win a street fight by decision, but I
That's
don't even know if that's
insane.
possible. But we move on. Eric McConico, unfortunately, he's either getting finished or he's winning by decision. That's how his UFC career has been so far. So I'm going to take Dante Johnson by knockout. McConico's a great guy, but I just got to take Dante here. He's just the better fighter in this
Yeah,
scenario.
I'm gonna go with Dante as well, because kind of like what you said, he's either McConaughey's actually either getting finished or going to a decision. Um, yeah, I feel like Dante's got that one in the bag, honestly. I
Yep.
am excited though to talk about Charles Johnson versus Eduardo Chaplin. I
Now,
got Charles
Charles,
Johnson all day on
all
this
right.
one.
Charles Johnson, the prospect killer, as we know. Now, why is he the prospect killer? Well, he's knocked out the likes of Joshua Van, um, Lonnie Kavanaugh, but he has lost to Asuel and Bayev. That was his last loss. But he
Dude,
did
got
have
put
a
in a
fight against
Soilov
Jose.
stretch.
Yep, gave him a solo live stretch. Um, was supposed to fight Jose Ochoa, but that fight got canceled due to an Ochoa injury. But he's very up and down career for Charles Johnson. I mean, he's just kind of the gatekeeper of this division at this point. He's kind of just ready for title contenders. That's how he is. I mean, his first UFC fight was against Makayev, and no, not a bad loss at all. He went 2-4 in the beginning, then won 4 straight. Then he's just on and off, on and off, on and off. He did lose against Ramazan Tamirov, and that guy is a beast.
Yeah, no.
So
Um,
it'll be interesting. And then his opponent, Chapelin, was that his name? Eduardo Chapelin is making his UFC debut actually. Beat Antoine Ho on the UFC Contender Series, one of the Arizona fighters. When I saw this guy originally, I thought he had a weird haircut because he used to have a weird haircut. But yeah, now he's fighting Charles Johnson. That's kind of funny with Antoine Ho, really good fighter. But guys who he lost to on the Contender Series, Lonnie Kavanaugh and now Chapelin, are both fighting Charles Johnson. Have both fought or are fighting Charles Johnson. So it'll be interesting. I'm going to take Charles here just because he's been more prepared. And, I think it'll be a really fun fight, but I got Charles, man. Charles is going to starch him.
yeah, I think he literally just sleeps him
Yeah,
within three.
that'll be
Um,
fun.
Chidi Njokuani versus Joel Alvarez. I got Joel
Now,
Alvarez all day on this one.
Yoel Alvarez, very solid fighter, by the way. Recently coming off a loss, unfortunately, to Yaroslav Amosov. Again, not a bad loss.
Not a bad loss.
Very good fighter in Yaroslav Amosov. I think he's going to be a champion in the future. Hell, I think he could give Islam a run for his money with the way his grappling is.
Mm-hmm.
But most recently beat Vicente Luque. Drakkar Klose had a great knockout have a great submission over Drakkar Klose. He is a big submission threat though. But he did get grounded pounded by Arman. Again, not a bad loss either. But other than that, he's just been nothing but successful in the UFC. And Chidi Njokuani, 5-5 in the UFC, pretty average fighter. Last loss was to Carlos Leal. So again, I got Yoel Alvarez here. I think he's gonna mop the floor with him. That's basically he's gonna mop the floor with this guy.
Chitty doesn't get finished that often though, does he?
Not entirely sure. I think it's a lot of his
Yeah. Oh well,
submissions.
no submission. He got submitted. He got knocked
TKO.
out.
He's an average fighter at best.
Yeah.
And that's coming from us who have minimal training compared to these guys. But
Well, when
we
you
look
say
at the
average, we're talking about UFC average. We're not
like
talking
UFC average. Like he's
bro.
he's 5-5. That's average.
We're not saying that this guy wouldn't smoke
It
us.
sucks at MMA. He's still amazing.
You're
He's
in the
UFC.
Like
UFC standards, he's okay. He's not ranked. He's fighting a pretty solid fighter, but nothing crazy.
Next, we have Edson Barboza versus Esteban Rubovics. Man, I got Esteban all day.
You got Esteban.
I do.
Okay, I have him too.
Oh, okay. I was like, bro, ain't no way you're about to go for Edson.
No, Edson's not. I'm sorry. Edson's in great shape for 40 years old, by the way. He's in phenomenal shape. But he's 18-14 in the UFC. He's a veteran. He's a pioneer, but he is on a 3-fight losing streak. His last win came against Sodiq Yusuf.
Brother.
But he got terrorized by Jalen Turner.
Here's my problem with Esteban Rubovics, right? He gets finishes, like really crazy good finishes. He went toe-to-toe with my coach back at Siege, Cam Wella. Cam Wella was the one that gave him the most run for his money. There's one stain on his record right now. Who do you think he... No.
Oh. Who?
Hackprast.
Hackprast. They own a bakery.
But they own a bakery, Hackprast. Yes. I do not like the fact that he lost to him. That is
it was a split decision, though. So...
Yeah, I get it. But it shouldn't have even been competitive.
Yeah. But that's fighting. That's just the game of fighting. Like, nobody thought Gaethje was going to beat, what's his name, Topuria. And he did. It's just you never know. All right, next up. Mansour Abdul Malik, Dustin Sulfitz. Now, Mansour Abdul Malik, I believe he got knocked out by
he got knocked out
UC Belgori. Kind of showing us that he's Mansour is a great fighter. He's a great prospect. 9-1-1 in the UFC. 9-1-1. He's 3-1-1 in the UFC. But that loss to Belgori is huge on him because it kind of shows how good Belgori is and how good that camp and Teixeira MMA is. Now he's going against Dustin Sulfitz, who I don't know. He seems like he's like 40-something years old, but he's actually 34. But he's 3-7 in the UFC. Wow. Okay. This guy shouldn't even be here. Let's just say that. Dustin Sulfitz has.
I don't think I've ever seen him win.
He's won 3 times. Guess who? He beat Joe Pyfer in the Contender Series. And his other wins are Dwight Grant, Marc-Andre Barrios, and Punhale Soriano. This guy stinks. He is the definition of trash. He is no good. He lost to Kelvin Gastelum last Noche card.
Yeah, nah.
He's not good. He will get cut after this fight. I don't know why they haven't cut him. How do you not cut a guy like this? You give the guy so many chances, but you have to cut him already. He's done. Just because he beat Joe Pyfer. Joe Pyfer's now a title contender. It's called improvement. You improve after your losses and wins. Dustin Sulfitz hasn't.
Yeah, nah. I think Mansour Abdul Malik is going to slime him out.
Yeah, I'm off the floor. Next up, we have the finish. We have the Tarantula, Jalen Turner versus Kaue Fernandez. Now, Jalen Turner, he retired for some reason. He just randomly retired after the fight with, what was it? Which fight was that? Was it Bahamondes?
Yeah, Bahamondes triangled him.
Yeah, and then he retired. And then he gets the win over Edson Barboza. Now he's fighting Kaue Fernandez, who was 11-2. 3-1 in the UFC, has had a pretty solid UFC career. Muhammad Yahya Guram Kutsuladze, and Harry Hardwick. Again, not a bad UFC career. A good prospect. But I don't know. I think Jalen has it. I just think Jalen has it. I think he's just bigger than him, and I think he's stronger, and I think he's just got it.
I'm
He's
gonna
too
go
big. He's
Paul
too strong.
Fernandez on this.
Little Kyle Fernandez. All right, so we're split on
Only
that.
only because here's the thing, dude. With Jalen Turner retiring, and I mean, he said it himself. He just didn't have like that killer instinct like he used to, and like retiring and stuff. I just feel like if MMA is a sport in which your whole heart has to be in it, otherwise you're gonna get slimed out. Um,
Yes.
you can't have any doubts in your mind as if this is what you want to do. Like you have to be fully committed, right? And so I just think that
Yeah.
says a lot. Um, I don't know anything about Fernandez. I think the last time I saw him fight was when he leg kicked that dude into like Mars.
Oblivion.
But yeah, no, I think Cal Fernandez probably, I'm assuming, has a better mindset about getting the
Yeah.
dub than Jalen Turner does.
All right. I'm going purely off vibes. So Jalen Turner. I don't know. I'm a fan. Coming back after retirement, it's not an easy thing to do, and getting a win too. I mean, a win is a win. No matter who it is, a win is a win.
When is a win?
All right. Next up,
Mackenzie Dern.
this is a grappling. I will tell you, this is a grappling matchup of a lifetime that we have here. Mackenzie Dern, some of the best jiu-jitsu in the sport out of anybody, and Jillian Robertson has the most finishes in women's MMA history.
Bro,
But
I'll
look at
tell you
Mackenzie
what.
Dern's career: 16-5, 11-5 in the UFC. A lot of those fights came in the UFC. But has lost to the likes of Amanda Lemos, Jessica Andrade, Yan Xiaonan, and Marina Rodriguez. It kind of tells you, why does she deserve a title fight? Well, she beat Verena Jandiroba. All right. The champion of this division still should be Zhang Weili. I don't know where the hell she is. I don't know where Shevchenko is. We know Kayla Harrison's still hurt. She's nothing's been happening with that. It's been almost a year since that fight was supposed. It's been about half a year since that fight was supposed to happen. And she's the only active women's champion, and it's just really sad that this is the case.
Brother, I was not familiar with Mackenzie Dern's game until she posted something on Instagram, and I was like,
Yes, she is every
um,
guy's fan favorite fighter.
brother, yeah, I think Gillian Roberts is a really good submission prospect. She
Oh,
can't
she's amazing.
strike to save her life, but I think Mackenzie Dern is more like has more tools in the belt, and I think people forget, dude. People forget, man. Mackenzie Dern, she was a jiu-jitsu champ. You know,
She was in Brazil. Yes, very solid.
so like I mean, my wallet's telling me Mackenzie Dern.
I'm
I
gonna go
have
with
to
Dern.
go. Yeah, I have to go with Dern, dude. And she's caked up. Gillian is not. That's yeah. I'm going with Mackenzie.
Okay, wow. All right, we're going with fighters because they have fat butts, fat asses.
Dude.
Okay, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
I admit it's nice. It's nice. It's good. I
For
admit
sure. For
she's
sure.
she's hot. But all right, we go on to the main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Islam Makhachev, the number one pound for pound fighter in the world, versus Ian, the future Machado Garry. Now let's go over Ian Garry first, who is again is a fantastic fighter in my opinion. One of the best fighters in the UFC. Should be a top 15 pound for pound guy because of how solid his skill set is. You look at the wins that he has. He's 10-1 in the UFC. Bilal Muhammad, former champ. Carlos Prates, number 2 contender. Michael Page, really hard to deal with. His only loss came to Shavkat Rakhmonov, who should be champion. He should be champion right now. Regardless of Islam, he should have been champion. He was going to beat Bilal any day of the week. But of course, Shavkat has been hurt. Jeff Neal, Neil Magny, D-Rod, Gabe Green, like he just doesn't lose. That's the thing. The only loss is to an undefeated guy, but he's beaten the top and he's proven that he is the best contender in this division. But when you go with a guy like Makhachev, as accomplished as Makhachev, it is really, really hard to bet against him. I mean, 28-1, 17 straight wins in the UFC. Actually, 16 straight wins. Beat JDM, Hanada Moicano, Dustin Poirier, Volkanovski twice, Oliveira, King Green, Dan Hooker, Drew Dober, Arman Sarukian. His only loss coming up against Adriano Martins, but Adriano Martins will forever be the one who knocked him out. So that's something he can talk to his friends about in the bar. He's like, yeah, I'm the guy that knocked out Islam Makhachev. They're like, how'd you do it? I just did. He stepped into my
he,
stepped into my counter. Boom,
here's
hit
the
him with the
thing.
counter.
I am a huge Islam hater. I've never liked him. I just think his fight style is really boring. I thought the same thing of Habib, right? Like I just like cross differing
Yeah.
wrestlers. Like here's the thing. I'm not saying what they're doing isn't impressive, right? But two things can be true at once. You could be impressive and boring, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think both of those things can be true. Like, bro, I was so hyped to watch JDM fight
Yeah, and then
Islam.
absolutely get flatlined.
Dude,
I was also too. I was like, oh my god, he has a chance, and I'm like, no, you just get laid down.
bro, literally just laid and prayed the whole time. And that's just like,
I
yeah,
seriously think
no.
Protez would give Islam. I
No,
could see Protez
same.
giving Islam issues. Like he's gotten so much better since that Garry fight too, because he almost had Garry in that last round. He had him crawling towards the cage, but Garry had won most of that fight as is. But the thing about Protez is he just refuse. He doesn't like to grapple. Whenever he gets taken down, he doesn't really care because he just waits for the next round and then he just pieces you up. Like that's how good of a striker he is. But I honestly think the biggest threat to anybody is still Michael Morales. That guy is freaking. He's first of all, he's the biggest one. I think he's
Yeah,
bigger than
dude.
Islam. He's bigger than Garry. He has better grappling than Garry. He was a judo champion. I mean, the guy is the biggest threat to either of these guys. When this fight ends, he's gonna get a title shot next. I think it should be Protez, but I think Michael Morales should get the title shot next. He's gonna get a title shot next, and he's gonna give them a really hard time because he is so good. I
Yeah,
mean, he
no,
made Sean Brady. I don't know. He made Sean Brady look like a bobblehead. He made his head look like a bobblehead, and we saw what Sean Brady does to everybody else. He made Sean Brady look like a bobblehead, my guy. It was that. That's how good he is.
no, here's the thing. Like I was saying, I am a huge Islam hater. I cannot stand Ian Gary,
Ian, though.
bro. I
I don't get it.
literally
What's with
like,
the Ian Garry? Why does I generally don't understand why people hate him though.
bro, no, okay, hate's a strong word, but he goes on this vegan campaign with PETA and all that. Stupid, there's
Okay.
one. I hated how he was at the press conference, like where he's just trying to glaze Islam and just over and over again. Like, brother, dude, this is a fight, bro. Like, yeah, you're respectful. We get it. Cool. Move on. And then he's low key kind of cucked, which I feel like everybody knows that because Guru exposed it. Um, Now as a fighter, right? I think he has a good chance.
Yeah, I don't think the
Uh,
hype will factor much though. People are saying, "Oh, the hype, the hype." I'm like, dude, Islam's thicker
nah,
than
I
him.
don't
He's like
think.
way
I think actually the
bigger
hype will
than
put him
him.
at a disadvantage, if anything. Um,
That neck's very long, very
yeah,
darceable, very
dude,
darceable
yeah,
neck, dude.
very darceable neck, and so he I'm low key kind of rooting for Islam in this one because
Yeah,
okay, did you see Demetrius Johnson interview with Islam recently?
I saw. Yeah, I saw.
And
Yeah,
he was talking about, oh, come to Dagestan, and Demetrius like, oh, I gotta ask my wife, and he goes, no, brother, you tell your wife that you're going through Dagestan, bro. Like Islam's just a Chad, and you have
it's the
Ian
culture out
Gary, who's
there.
a
It's like
vegan.
it's that Muslim culture, dude. Like they have control. They have the say in the household. But yeah, with the vegan stuff, I mean, okay, like do whatever's best for you. But the stuff with his wife, I've heard about that. That's
You that last name Gary is not actually his last name. That's his wife's.
that kind of sucks, bro. But why are you taking your wife's last name? That's a little
Bro,
weird.
yeah, and she wrote a book on how to be a what's it called basically
Feminist.
somebody no like how to be somebody that gets with like athletes so that you can be financially set.
Well, she's laying out the right message to the wrong people.
Right. Hey, dude, Ian Machado Gary, I feel like has like I don't think he understands the MMA fan base. Like the MMA fan base is coincidentally very based in the fact that like I don't know, dude. The more you look like a wuss, the more you're gonna get clowned. Now,
Yeah,
here's the thing. Let's say Ian goes out there, slimes out Makachev, right?
well, that's not gonna.
I
I mean,
don't think it's
Islam's
gonna
chin is
happen.
phenomenal.
I don't
I
think
don't
it's
think we
gonna
talk about
happen.
that chin enough, but he's. It'll be a very entertaining. I think it's gonna be the best fight of the night, and it is gonna show like a lot. It's gonna show a lot from Islam, and it's gonna. It is Islam's toughest test. I will say that. It is Islam's 100% toughest test, and I think Machado has skills comparable to Volk to an extent. Skills are comparable because he's just about as well rounded as Volk, but those skills aren't as refined as Volk's. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, honestly, like I think it'd be dope for Ian to win, but and honestly, I think Islam might retire after beating Ian.
He
Um,
said he wants to fight more.
he did,
He does. He says he wants to keep it going. He says he wants to keep that win streak going. He wants to get like 20 in a row.
dude. Hey, and part of me is like, man, that'd be sick if because right now he's tied with Anderson Silva, right, for the most wins in a row, right?
Yep.
Um, now I still would have loved to have seen Ilya versus him, man. That fight is dead and
That was the
gone.
fight to make. But now we see what happened with Justin. I'm like, Islam would have kicked his ass. So he would have done bad things to Ilya.
Yeah, so dude, gun to my head, man. I'm gonna go by for Islam by decision. I think he's gonna get a really boring decision. Cause dude, Ian Gary kept getting taken down by Shavkat basically at whim. Like
But Ian Gary almost submitted Shavkat.
he did, he did. You know,
So I think it'll be a very fun fight. I don't think it'll be boring. I think they're gonna make it very fun. And I'm gonna take Ian by split. I think and new. I think we could see a shock here. I mean, what we've been seeing with Hamzat and Sean, Justin and Ilya, I think this could be the one that completes it.
here's the thing though. If he
The
loses a
trifecta.
split decision, they're gonna rerun that immediately. They're gonna do a rematch.
Yeah.
Somebody has to get slimed out if they don't want to fight the same person again.
Yeah, man. The thing about the split decision is, I mean, after that, I mean, they're just gonna make Protez versus Morales to see who would fight them after that. And I
Pretty
think that would be
much.
fantastic fight. I mean, Protez versus Morales is a dream matchup, my guy.
Morales don't want the work.
He don't want to get that leg kick. He don't want to
It's
get
gonna
that
be
leg kicked.
bad. It's gonna
It's
be
going
bad.
it's gonna be bad.
But
But yeah, great stuff's happening in the welterweight division. With Islam fighting again, keeps the division moving. But that 331 card's a lot better though. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for these future cards. And then Apex, there's breaking news. Apex Fight League that we're accustomed with, has moved their fight date of Apex 13 to October 10th, right? It was October
yo,
10th. It was September 12th originally, but that's UFC Noche. And the commissioner said, no way that we're gonna make it the 12th when we're not competing with the UFC. No, we're gonna go straight to October 10th, and we're gonna make it our own date. Fourth fight card of the year. I think it's the most amount we've had in a year.
yeah, for sure.
And big stuff's happening in Apex. Make sure you go check out their link down below, apexfightleague.com. I think it is. Go
Yeah,
check out the Instagram. I have 5,000 followers. We got TikTok that is growing. And all I could say is it's going to be a great time, October 10th. So I hope to see you all there. I hope to see you in UFC Noche, September 12th. That's also happening in Glendale, Arizona. I know I'm going. I know John's going. We were thinking about skipping the Apex Fight League card for UFC Noche. And
I
Todd
wasn't.
kind of
I don't
just,
know what you're talking about.
I'm playing. I was already predetermined for the
Nah, dude, you bet
UFC
your sweet
Noche.
bippy I was gonna miss out on that. You bet it,
Yeah.
dude. No,
It's the UFC, and
UFC, bro.
I think the commissioner knew he wasn't gonna have a chance. So you know, we are all. It's gonna be also in the afternoon too, which is at the peak of the heat in Arizona. By the way, that's when it's the hottest. So
Dude,
just
I'm
yeah,
game. I'm
we're gonna have fun.
game.
We're gonna have fun this weekend, and have some fun, guys. I don't know. Philadelphia, have some fun. Let's go. I think that's all we
Alrighty, well,
got.
other than that, y'all have a great rest of your night. Have a good one. Stay safe. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe if you like fighting. Other than that, y'all have a good one. Peace out.
All right. Peace.